It's been a shitty year. Start of the year. Have not been working out how I wanted to. What I mean how I wanted to, it's not necessarily I had a plan. It's basically I wanted this New Year's to start smooth, get through this cold ass winter. First of all, the weather has been completely nuts. It's been like for a couple of days it was like in the 50 degrees. Suddenly it got extremely cold, up to the mid 40s, and then snowstorms are about to hit our way. And on top of that, I literally got sick twice already. See, in December, when I was in Spain, I could not enjoy the last part of the vacation. The last part of the vacation, I spent most of the time on bed. And then I would go out like around 2 or 3 p.m. afternoon, because it's been a very difficult process to just get some sleep. When I was in that particular hotel, it sucked. I was in a small bed. For people that have never traveled to Europe does have this reduced space facilities or hotels, and sometimes when you're going to share with someone else, here in the States, you technically have 2 twin beds that are they're comfortable. They're actually made for one person, and or you can get like 2 queens, 2 kings, whatever. In Spain or other parts of Europe, you don't have that luxury unless you pay an extremely big price. But so first of all, I got sick. I had fever. Hearing someone snoring didn't allow me to sleep. I didn't got no quality sleep, so I could not enjoy that part of the vacation. Coming back to the States, 2 weeks has been passed, fully recovering from the cough, mucus, whatever. And during New Year's Eve, once again, I end up getting this cough again. And you might believe it's just the cough that you already had before. No, but I was completely healed. Like, I was able to do a lot of things. So what occurred was, I got the COVID, then I got a cold. Once again, I had to go another 2 weeks with a lot of intense coughing. Seeing expulsions of phlegms out of my system. So it was a very uncomfortable 2 weeks. It was very difficult to get some quality sleep. Even though I've been sleeping a lot earlier, the quality sleep has been completely mediocre. This quality of sleep that I've been having has not allowed me to be fully rested. I could not even enjoy the workouts, as I feel completely, I'm able to complete them because I have like the muscle, the body's conditioned to it. It's just that particular feeling where you're not enjoying it. You're just trying to finish the workout so you can just, call it a day. And then on top of that, work has not been how I wanted to go as either. Now I've been, dealing with some stuff. The scrubbing machines aren't working properly, and it's due to the simple fact that sometimes these are kept outside, and the cold weather does play a big role in, and they kind of do put a damage into these machines, and now you're having to pay the price. And this past Tuesday, it went completely wrong. First of all, I was working out. I was doing some CrossFit workouts, and people that do not or doesn't have any experience with CrossFit or has never done a CrossFit workout, they're kind of intense. And they do have these specific workouts where you have to box jump. And when I was box jumping the box, as I used to step, down, I did this, unexpected. I would not consider it like twisting my ankle. It was more on the paddle of the foot where I kind of twisted it, because I don't even remember exactly how it happened. I just stepped down, and I think I did a very bad step, and ended up, hurting me for a bit. And, a couple seconds of pain started to calm, and I fully, recovered. And I just continued the workout, believing that it was just, because it wasn't that it wasn't like completely bad. Like, I didn't twist my ankle at all. It was just like I don't know exactly how to explain it. It was just those moments where you're about to do an extremely bad step, but you overreact and you kind of saved the day. And after I was done, I didn't really think about it. I went on with the day. I ate some food and went to work. And this is where things got complicated. Like I was mentioning, the scrub machines were not working properly. You know, they were not releasing any water, because these scrub machines, what they do is they have two pets under at high velocity, and they expel a lot of water to clean the floors, and it sucks it up, which is way better than mopping. As I saw no gallons of water, or not even a drop of water, I noticed something was wrong. So I tried to fix the machine, because I kind of know how to do some mechanics on these machines. And I could not find the problem, because sometimes I could fix some of the machines that are more manual, but this one was more electric, so I didn't want to screw over the company's machine, because I thought I could fix it. It's kind of like how Dimmer Tejana, shout out to Dimmer Tejana, mentioned one of his latest videos that not everybody's meant for specific things, or we don't have the proper training, you just rather not mess with it, or else you're going to fry something way bigger than cause more options. So I did a plan B. It took me a long time, but at least I got the work done. And this is nothing to be really mad about, because there's always something that you can do. Like, it's not like we just rely on one machine. It's just with all these complications. So further during work, my foot started to get really swollen. Like, it was completely bad. Like, the pain was it's an agonizing pain. And I could not drive at all, because since I'm the oldest, I'm the one that drives, because obviously the boomers are always going to prefer like the older worker does to drive, as they believe he's more responsible. But I couldn't complete that role anymore. I had to rely on my coworker. Luckily, he was there with me at the time, because I could not put any weight on that foot. That foot was completely gone for the night. So as the foot started to swell 100%, as I got home, I needed my coworker to help me, so I'll pay my coworker to just come by, because we get along pretty well. And I asked him if he could assist me to my door, because I could not at all put any pressure, or else the pain was just intensive. It was, I don't know how to explain it. It wasn't like it's about to explode or anything. It was more like a very annoying pain. If I put obviously pressure intensifies, the pain just increases, and I struggle. And the bad thing is my room is in the second floor, so I literally had to crawl over the stairs just to get to my room, because I had no way of, it was just to call it night. And call it a night. I did whatever I could. I watched some YouTube videos. Obviously, you're not supposed to play doctor, but I just wanted to find a solution. And I was very sad, and I was kind of already bummed out, because I believed that I was going to be going to the hospital soon. And I was just imagining a lot of things. Like, one, the medical bills. Second, not able to do a lot of things, because I literally thought I either broke my foot or twisted my ankle, or I needed surgery. That was the most scary part. I was imagining that I might have needed surgery, because I really thought I ripped my ankle, I ripped some ligaments, because how that pain, how I can describe it. I do remember as I got in the van and on my way home, I could feel the pain on my knee, but I think I just sprained it, or I think that's pretty much what I did, but I don't know exactly, because I don't remember twisting my ankle. It was more like I twist the pedal, but since it's kind of hard, it kind of it didn't twist completely bad. Like I said, I didn't jump straight down from the box. I just stepped over, because it's safer than just. But anyway, so as I got home, I did whatever I could. I massaged the foot. I did any possible remedies that I had available at the time, and I just made a promise to myself that either way, if it if the pain doesn't go away or increases even more, then I was going to go to the hospital because I don't want something to really mess up. But luckily, during the middle of the night, yeah, like I ended up going to bed around 4 a.m. because there was no way I could sleep comfortable until. So what I ended up doing was I was massaging the foot, did some stretches. So the only thing that gave me hope was I was able to move the foot, make the ankle go, on the right to the left, make some rounds. I was able to flex. I was able to move the fingers, so everything seemed to be attached. So I was very lucky, and I could be very grateful because like I said, I was already like expecting the worst. Like in yesterday, I couldn't even do anything because the foot was like at 40. When I woke up, 45% recover, but it's still like putting pressure did caused a lot of pain, and I had no other way but to walk slowly, not do too much activities, and luckily by the midday it was like at 65%. And I decided to get like a specific massage because I know these ladies that are really talented and they're not only they are very dedicated, but so this is one of like the legit like Asian massage. It's not even a parlor. They don't even have like a. Sometimes people think that just because it's like Asian, it's like one of these like sketchy massage parlors. No, these are like legit parlors. Like I do a lot of cupping, excuse me. And they're very talented. Like so these ladies are professional, and this lady found out where the pain was. So she said the Achilles was a little bit affected, but not completely bad. Like she massaged it, and yeah, it kind of hurt, but and then she stretched my foot, and she kind of helped increase the recovery to like almost 90%. And she literally told me I could exercise, but not to put too much pressure on the foot, like not to do a lot of running. So a little bit lower in the cardio for this week, so the foot could be fully recovered. And she said it wasn't even the ankle; it was basically the pedal of the foot twisted where that particular bone, which I don't know the name of it. If you guys know what I mean, it's like a bone like on the side of your foot. That I guess that's where it was swollen. That's why it was difficult. So I guess when I twisted the right foot to the right, it affected the bone a little bit. But she said, since I reacted just in time, it didn't cause any more damage. And no, she's not like a professional. Like she couldn't really like give me an extra. She's just a therapist, but massage therapist. But she literally explained it to me that she kind of has experience on certain things, and she said I was very lucky that it did not go beyond a simple sprain / ankle injury, whatever you want to call it. So the only thing today that kind of pissed me off, like right now I have to, it's not neither like my coworkers or me. I guess as I was really focusing on the right foot, on my foot, and I couldn't just check to make sure I had everything loaded in my van. I ended up forgetting some of the pieces of the machine, so I have to run down to the warehouse, get some of these like pads that are they go under, so it's a waste of time at work. But unfortunately there's not really much that we can do. We just have to continue the day. So I've been very concerned about this year. Like it hasn't been a good start. It hasn't been at least decent. It has been quite a controversies. Second, this is a very funny scenario. So moving on from all these like bad news, let's move to some funny news. There's times where you really ask yourself if it's like an invitation to see where I'm available. When you're available, it means not only if you're single, they want to see what's your current standards when it comes to dating. And sometimes you might get a good offer because some of these girls might be pretty much attractive, or you think they're attractive, and you think that if they lose their way, they can go back to their prime years. But here's a funny fact. How many of the times do these particular women that are single moms, and I don't mean to discriminate in any sort of way, it's just the reality, it's facts. a lot of these, girls, despite their attractiveness, there's two things. They want a guy that's going to give them a solution for the future of their life or a project. Because sometimes these girls are looking for a specific opportunity that's going to bail them out of their desperate situation. Because a lot of the times when they're single moms, they're in a very difficult scenario or difficult time of their lives where not only you're raising you're basically, let's say this girl has kids under the age of 7 or maybe the age of 5. That's how young they are. You technically don't really, a lot of times they don't want to include another man because these are young, especially if they're the opposite gender. But most of the time with this inflation, a lot of the times girls they're only seeking the good guys, like the good guys, guys that are not don't have any particular history or background. And this is what makes it kind of interesting. Now that they're in that situation, because obviously they know what they were doing, they know the consequences, but a lot of them don't even care to bother to think over before committing any action. They just believe that things are going to run smoothly, they're going to be, in particular, everything's going to be okay, and the guy is going to come to conclusion that he is well aware what he has to do, what is his duties. So the reason I brought this up is it's a mystery. This month has been a little bit of bad luck and a little bit of weird. So I got invited twice on the weekend to the same individual's house, and he invited me the first day to a drink out night, which I didn't drink as much because I thought I was gonna have lessons on the next day. So if you guys don't know, I'm really trying to aim for this particular skill that I want to learn in university, but sometimes you can do it private lessons. I was getting ready for that, and I just didn't drink. I just wanted to I'm just trying to develop social skills, so I'm not too reserved or too quiet, because I'm getting fed up with that. After a couple drinks, I only drink twice, and everybody was completely obliterated with the alcohol. And they started asking me some personal detail questions, like how come they haven't seen me with a girlfriend in recent months, or the second one was if I happened to just like a certain type of girls, and I had to explain them in a way that didn't really expose my beliefs, because you don't want to actually expose yourself too much, or else they're going to find out where you're they will find out who you are or what you're all about. They might do that because some girls are very intuitive to really discover who this guy is. And so when the conversation escalated to further deep conversations, because obviously I'm not saying these individual girls are bad individuals, they just made a wrong choice, and obviously different parent structure compared to mine. Let's face it, Passion Trailer had a very strict teenage lifestyle. His parents put limitations, specifically more on the mom side. But anyway, that's another video for another time. As things progressed, things started to kind of incline towards a more deeper conversation. I began to notice that sometimes you believe that you're only getting invited because they want to get something out of you. That could be a possible case. Because honestly, it never really makes sense why some of these girls that never had an interest in particular guys like me are now fully invested. That's a question everybody has to ask. If you're in that situation, obviously they don't know they don't know what Passion Trailer is really all about. He's MGTOW, he's black belt. after the girlfriend question, I kind of showed him some of my ex, some of the girls that I wanted to date. It came across that just because one incident, you know, a long time ago, is the girl that I really tried to date was a single mom. They thought that was like they thought that answered a lot of the questions, so they thought I was really ready. I was just going to take anything, and that's when I realized you gotta act cool, you gotta act like you don't care, but at the same time, you gotta really be careful not to get into any situations where it's uncomfortable. Do they like passion child? Probably not, but they think he's... Because like I said, you know, if they're single moms, they don't want to just include other males into their life that can cause any sort of, you know, I'm not going to get too much detail with that. You guys know what I mean. But anyway, so in conclusion with the story of, you know, why they're only seeking good men, it's basically they're desperate. And when I say I'm not making assumptions, I'm not trying to make any particular guess. I have been also given more sources, not just sources, but even girls that hear about the story. They even ask me that if I don't see the signs that they're trying to really hit on me. It's just because I'm older. A lot of girls think that the older you are, the more responsible and mature you are. But I kind of give my answer because I don't think they were, you know, since I don't get too close to them, I don't think they're going to be able to ask me out, because there's no way in the world they can do that, because I haven't given them that space or open space of allowing another person into my life. And that's what really, you know, gives me a little bit of hope to not make any particular mistakes. So I think it can occur to everybody. Everybody will happen, and kind of ignore the black pill and believe that just because you found a specific woman that it is time, or they believe it's the only one, and they end up getting into a very regretful situation. That's something I have to really avoid. But I'll make a part 2 out of this video. But that's pretty much what I encountered this month of 2026 is like bad luck and weird encounters, which I already kind of get into the detail. They're trying to, not saying like I'm a good looking guy, it's just they believe they think I'm just very, not just nice, but you know, not harmful. Don't possess any, you know, I don't have any position of threats or anything in particular. When I mean position of threats, the reason I have to word this out because I kind of have to make sure I don't get thrown out. Sorry guys, I'm a little bit tired. But anyway, so to conclude the story in the video, I just hope it improves by next month. I don't know for sure. You know, bad weather, bad luck, weird experiences, weird phenomena. But it is what it is, guys. I'm not going to worry about it. Nothing that I can really do about it besides just complain or just move on. And I just decided to move on. I decided to really give some other things a try, including, which I'll probably make another video later on after work. But I don't know, man. There's this weird dream that I just want to move. But you guys be good. Thank you for listening. Thank you for taking time out of your day to come here. Hit the like, subscription. It really gives a little bit of help. And the only advice that I can give out for today is basically be careful with certain individuals that are not going to look for the best interest of yourself. Just they're going to look for the best interest for themselves. So if you can't just be selfish, nothing wrong with that. I do happen to believe that being selfish is the way to go now, whether people like it or not. It's a very difficult world. Alright guys, pretty much what I have for today. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and peace out.